Breaking right now at 11. Chaos across Metro Atlanta. 4 shot at a food court. 1 dead in a bus hijacking.
A gunman with a gun to the head of a bus driver saying, "Don't stop this bus, or else worse will happen."
And it did. 17 people trapped as police rushed to stop this bus.
Violence shutting down a busy part of downtown Atlanta.
I was walking down the street, and next thing you know, pow, 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 pow.
Those shots fired inside Peachtree Center Mall.
You don't know which way to run, whether it's right or left.
The suspected gunman among the 4 shot.
This is an individual that should never have been possessing a gun.
Atlanta News First starts now with breaking news.
That breaking news in DeKalb County right now, where the roads are still closed off after a bus was hijacked. I'm Tori Cooper.
And I'm Alan Devlin. Atlanta News First was the first to show you live pictures of police actually trying to stop this bus. It was first hijacked on Ivan Allen Jr. Boulevard in downtown Atlanta.
The bus then hopped on Interstate 85 in Gwinnett County before exiting on Jimmy Carter Boulevard and eventually stopping on Hugh Howell Road in DeKalb County.
Atlanta News First Madeline Montgomery is live there now, where police still investigating.
And Madeline, I understand he spoke to a man whose wife was on that bus.
I did. He's still shocked that she had anything to do with this situation, where investigators are still caught up figuring out what exactly happened.
I see there's a bus speeding towards our direction, and it starts going to the wrong side of the road.
A shocking day for Atlanta drivers.
This big cloud of debris happened, and then police just started passing us. It felt like forever.
This Gwinnett Transit bus hijacked, according to Atlanta police, and taken on a high-speed chase with 17 passengers inside.
So it's almost like a disbelief. You don't really realize that, okay, this really did happen.
John Gilbert's wife, Paulette, already had an eventful day.
She called me after lunch, and she said, "You are not going to believe this. There was a shooting in the food court."
When she called again, she was on this bus.
It's just some guy that was on the bus, and then this other guy gets on the bus being disruptive, and the guy supposedly asked him to, behave himself or whatever, calm down, and I don't know if that's what started the verbal fight, but the next thing we know, he was shot.
John told Paulette to lay low while he stayed on the phone.
I lost contact with her for about 50 minutes, so I had no idea what was going on. The worst, honestly, I had no idea. Never felt like that before. So we've been together for a long time.
During that time, police and state troopers were using spike strips to stop the bus. Once they did, they found one man shot. He eventually died. They arrested 39-year-old Joseph Greer as the suspected gunman and hijacker.
I'm just glad it's over with. At least that part of it. I have no idea what's going to happen here next, but I'm just glad she's all right.
Police say Joseph Greer has been arrested 19 previous times, and he is a convicted felon. Reporting live in Smoke Rise, I'm Madeline Montgomery, Atlanta News First.
More breaking news tonight. Chaos in downtown Atlanta after a fight leads to gunfire in the Peachtree Center food court. 4 people ended up shot, including the suspected gunman.
This was absolutely chaotic. Atlanta News First Bridget Spencer live now on Peachtree Street. Bridget, you spoke with people who ran for cover. You were literally one of the first media reporters out there on scene this afternoon.
Yeah, you really can't imagine what was running through these people's minds when they were hearing that gunfire. They were certainly terrified, according to people we talked to. And I want to show you a little bit of what we're looking at now. Police are still out here. They still have a portion of the sidewalk still cordoned off as they continue their investigation. As we've been talking about all afternoon, this all happened in the middle of the day when many people were out for lunch in downtown Atlanta.
It was very traumatic, honestly speaking.
Ashley Philman has worked in downtown Atlanta for a while now, but never could she have imagined gunfire would erupt so close to her.
It was the craziest thing because I figured that that's what it was, and I was just hoping that it wasn't.
She ran to a nearby Hyatt hotel along with several other people looking for cover.
I got into the Hyatt, and as soon as we got there, they were on lockdown.
Atlanta police say a 34-year-old man opened fire during a fight at the Hub at Peachtree Center food court. He's accused of shooting one other man and also 2 other women. But it was an off-duty cop who shot the suspect before anyone else was hurt.
So I want to commend that officer, who I just spoke with a moment ago, for his brave action, his decisive action to end an imminent threat to this community.
That man, who has an extensive criminal history, police say, is now in custody. The others are expected to survive.
I'm just thankful for the very quick response of the Atlanta Police Department as well as the Atlanta Fire Rescue Department to be able to get there to help the wounded individuals.
This happening in the middle of the day in downtown Atlanta, and it had locals and tourists pretty shaken up.
We pass that side pretty often. We go down to the hub to get coffee together and stuff like that, so I can only imagine, what everybody else is feeling that actually works in the hub itself.
With it now being an officer-involved shooting, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation is stepping in. Now, as for the victims, what we do know is there was a 47-year-old man, a 69-year-old woman, and another woman who was 70 years old. We're still working on getting the name of the suspect, but a lot of people were kind of thankful and calmed down when they heard that the suspect is in police custody. We're still working on getting the name of that suspect, as I mentioned. Of course, we will update you both on air and online. For now, we're live in downtown Atlanta. Bridget Spencer, Atlanta News First.
5 people shot across 2 incidents, 2 suspects in custody, 1 dead. Bridget, a busy and tragic day here in Atlanta. Remember to download the free Atlanta News First breaking news app for days just like today. We will always push out the very latest stories developing right in your area.
Forecast is steaming up. It's going to feel like midsummer by the end of the work week.
And by midsummer, we mean a midsummer in the dirty South. First Alert meteorologist Patrick Pete is tracking a heat wave and a good opportunity to go ahead and check your local pool schedule.
Listen, even the pool's going to be hot, y'all.
Thursday.
I may just hang out inside. We're talking about near record heat Friday and Saturday. And then we're talking about heat indices that are going to be near or above 100 degrees. Not quite at heat advisory criteria, but still hot. And we're still early in the month of June. 76 degrees right now here in Atlanta. We're the warm spot. Once you leave town, upper 60s in Rome and Carrollton, 69 in Athens as well, 68 over in Griffin. Things are pretty quiet for us on First Alert Satellite and Radar. We are just dealing with some clouds, and that's going to help keep us a little bit milder through the overnight. I only expect us to fall into the low to mid 60s. And as we head into the day tomorrow, there's going to be some high, thin clouds, but temperatures are still going to be warm. I'm expecting us to hit 90 degrees. This will be the first of a stretch of 7 days where temperatures are going to be 90 above. I'm talking about a heat wave. Some temperatures are going to be near 100 degrees. Our time out the warm-up coming up in just a few minutes.
More breaking news tonight. It has been an eventful 2 weeks, and now a vote to help businesses plagued by last week's water emergency across Metro Atlanta.
Yeah, we all remember that. Atlanta News First anchor Savannah Louie is live from the First Alert breaking news desk with some new details that could help them out. Savannah.
Yeah, so there is a vote today from the committee, and we're talking about 700 businesses who have been impacted by some of that water issue here. Now, the Atlanta City Council needs to vote on whether or not relief will be made available. This is going to be huge for a lot of people. Now, the city's Department of Watershed Management met tonight on how exactly to help remedy this situation. The Atlanta City Council is now trying to greenlight $5 million in relief funds to help businesses that were shut down. Al Wiggins, the Watershed Management Commissioner, gave an unexpected update during the City Utilities Committee meeting. He says their crews responded to 85,000 emergency calls, all tied to those water main breaks last week. Business owners like Johnny Martinez says that help is needed right now.
It really did impact us in a way that's going to hurt us not just then. It's going to stretch out for weeks and weeks because it's going to take a while to catch up. So I want to make sure that City Hall is listening and is taking action and is doing it efficiently and transparently.
Now, if the funds get the final approval on June 17th, applications are due by July 8th, with businesses getting notification if they get paid on the week of July 29th. It will be based on a case-by-case basis. And in addition to some of those businesses, now the city also says it might also be possible for residents who went without water during this issue to see a refund on their upcoming water bill. So if that's you, be sure to keep an eye out.
And we will. Thank you for that update. Tonight, please for help from a family who has spent 2 weeks now searching for this girl, 12-year-old Maria Gomez Perez. We learned today the Consulate General of Guatemala is now involved in the search. This all began over in Hall County. Sheriff's deputies say Perez was last seen in front of her home on West Side Drive. The sheriff says he thinks Perez is in danger. There's a $20,000 reward right now available for her safe return. Tonight, another shocker, yet another shocker, in rapper Young Thug's now historic trial.
Rapper Kenneth Copeland, known professionally as Lil Woody, fired his own attorney today while on the stand. It happens days after he was arrested for refusing to testify, and it comes on the heels of Young Thug's own attorney ordered to jail time for contempt of court. Our Atlanta News First reporter, Rachel Aragon, has been on top of this story since day one.
Sir, could you approach a witness stand, please?
Kenneth Copeland, a.k.a. Little Woody, returning to the YSL courtroom Tuesday, answering questions about his past interactions with some of the co-defendants, including Jeffrey Williams, a.k.a. Young Thug.
I knew people that be around him. Okay. And I used to see him a lot.
But the day prior...
How did you get that information supposedly from my chambers?
The judge and Williams' lead attorney, Brian Steele, going at it. Steele held in criminal contempt after refusing to disclose how he heard of a private meeting between the judge, prosecutors, and the state's key witness, Kenneth Copeland. Steele calling the meeting improper.
This is what I was told.
Tuesday seemed more calm than chaotic until the topic of Copeland's counsel came up.
Counsel, Ms. Bumpus would like to be released. Is that correct, madam?
Copeland announcing on the stand he wants nothing to do with his stand-in attorney.
Is it your desire to release your counsel at this point in time?
She's fired.
She's fired? Okay.
Do what I need a lawyer for.
It's just the court is just asking you whether it's your choice, sir.
I'm good.
Chaotic on top of chaos. That's what that is. That was Rachel Aragon reporting, by the way. For now, Steele is required to report to jail Friday evening. He has filed a notice of appeal and a motion asking the judge to either reconsider the contempt order or grant him bond while his appeal is pending.
A man caught on surveillance video swinging his fist at a pregnant woman is now in custody.
And something unexpected in court tonight.
The jury was told they would hear from the man on trial for kidnapping and killing a teenager. But that didn't happen.
And the family of a man shot and killed by Atlanta police say there's more to the story even after the city released the body cam video.